السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الحمد لله الذي جعل الشمس والقمر حسبانا والنجم والشجر يسجدان، فضل إنسانا على إنسان وزمانا على زمان، كما فضل مكانا على مكان، والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا وحبيبنا وسندنا وأعلانا ومولانا محمد صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وبارك وسلم تسليما كثيرا. أما بعد. Welcome to Quranic Arabic Academy, Arabic Grammar Made Easy, lesson number 53. رب يسر ولا تعسر وتمم بالخير وبك نستعين، رضيت بالله ربا وبالإسلام دينا وبمحمد رسولا، بسم الله الذي لا يضر مع اسمه شيء في الأرض ولا في السماء وهو السميع العليم. In this lesson we're going to learn understanding a rule of Arabic grammar. الجملة بعد النكرة صفة والجملة بعد المعرفة حال. Before we move on, I've got a block notes today, so I may need to now and then blow my nose or my sneeze, so please excuse me for that. So we're going to understand a jumla coming after a nakira, it becomes a sifa. So jumla after nakira, it becomes a sifa or na'at, and jumla after ma'rifa ism, it becomes a hal. Let's go through the حروف الجار من عن إلى عنا في كاف لام باء, and the rest of them are تا واو مذ منذ رب حتى. So we still learning a shibh jumla. Shibh jumla is where we see a dharf and where we see jar and majroor. Dharf and jar and majroor. As we said, a shibh jumla must be connected. It can be connected with a fail or ismul fa'il or a sifa or a masdar or ismul maf'ul. If the fail or ismul fa'il is present in the sentence, we connect with that, and if it's not present, then we have to look for a hidden fail or a hidden ismul fa'il. The hidden fail can be one of these: kana, thabata, istaqarra. These three will be ma'ruf, and wujida will be majhul. The hidden ismul fa'il will be kainun, thabitun, mustaqirrun, but from wujida it will be ismul maf'ul, mawjudun. Okay, this is it. There is no rule in Arabic grammar. الجملة بعد النكرة صفة والجملة بعد المعرفة حال. If the jumla does not fall in the slot of خبر, مفعول به, or مقول القول, then this rule will apply. If a jumla falls in the slot of khabar, obvious that will be the khabar. We cannot make anything else. If a jumla comes in place of maf'ulun bihi, that will be maf'ulun bihi. We cannot make anything else. If a jumla comes in a maqulul qawl, that will be the maqul al-qawl. You cannot make anything else. So other than these three places, a jumla comes, we see, is this jumla coming after nakira? Then we will make it sifa or na'at. And if the jumla is coming after ism ma'arifa, then we will make it hal. But there's a third one, possibility of one of the two, either sifa or hal. So let's look at that. Al-jumlatu or shibhul jumlati, both. Okay, it's not only a normal jumla. Any of these two types of jumla, a jumla or a shibhul jumla. بعد النكرة صفة. Okay, so either a jumla بعد النكرة صفة or شبه الجملة بعد النكرة صفة. بعد المعرفة حال. So you can say الجملة بعد النكرة حال or شبه الجملة بعد النكرة حال. Number three, possibility of can be both, can be sifa or can be hal. بعد ما يحتمل التعريف والتنكير حال أو صفة. After, which is possible, it can be ma'arifa or nakira. If there's a possibility of ism, ma'arifa or nakira, it can be hal or it can be sifa. What we mean by that? When an ism is ma'arifa, there's no possibility of nakira. When the ism is a nakira, it is nakira. There's no possibilities of being a ma'arifa. But sometime قريب من المعرفة وقريب من النكرة. Okay. Near to معرفة or near to nakira. So first one, الجملة بعد النكرة صفة. This nakira ism, there's no possibility at all. It can be near to ma'rifah. It is absolute nakira. Then it is sifa. And بعد المعرفة, it is absolute ma'rifah. There's no possibility can be near to nakira. Okay? It's absolute ma'rifah. What we mean by that, inshallah, I'll explain in the examples coming. So sometimes a ma'rifah ism can be counted as little near to nakira. A nakira ism can be counted as near to ma'rifah. Okay. In that case, it is possible to make it the jumla or shibul jumla a hal or a sifa. Okay, so just remember this rule: al-jumlatu ba'da al-nakirati sifatun wal-jumlatu ba'da al-ma'rifati halun. Okay, now let's see some examples. And today's lesson, we'll just look at some jumla fi'liya, some jumla ismiya. In the next lesson, we will look at shibhul jumla, coming as a sifa or as a hal. Okay, so this will be, it will be jumla ismiya. Muhammadun yudhakiru durusahu. Muhammadun yudhakiru durusahu. Dhakara yudhakiru, to study. Dhakara yudhakiru, to study. Now, the rule we have learned, let's apply this. الجملة بعد النكرة صفة. So do you have a jumla here? Yes. يذاكر is فعل مضارع, and this is مفعول به. So this is a jumla. It is a jumla فعلية. Okay. Now what is the condition? This jumla cannot be in the slot of khabar. This jumla cannot be in the slot of maf'ulun bihi. This jumla cannot be in the slot of maqulul qawl. So tell me, is this jumla sifa or hal? Which one we're going to make? Are we going to make this jumla fa'liya sifat of Muhammad or hal of Muhammad? Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. The rule is al-jumlatu ba'da al-nakira. We looked this ism before. بعد النكرة صفة. And if it's بعد المعرفة, then حال. That is the rule. That is the rule. So what are you going to make? We'll look this ism first. The ism before the jumla. If it's the nakira, then sifa. If it's the ma'rifa, then hal. So what we're going to make this jumla? Sifa or hal? Okay. What is the name of the slot the Muhammad is in? What is the name of this slot Muhammad is in? Maybe this is a new thing to every one of us. We haven't done this before. Maybe you've done any other Arabic grammars, but you haven't done this before. If this is new, everything will be clear, inshallah. Just bear with me. Okay, it is mubtada. Yes, it is mubtada. We need a khabar. So this jumla is falling in the slot of khabar. Mubtada, khabar. So we cannot make this hal or sifa. Are you with me? The condition is if jumla falls in khabar, that will be the khabar. If a jumla after ma'rifa or nakira falls in maf'ulun bihi, that will be maf'ulun bihi. We cannot make anything else. If a jumla ba'ad al-ma'rif or nakira falls in maqul al-qawl, that will be maqul al-qawl. We cannot make anything else. Do you understand? Yeah, even the jumla is coming after ma'rifa, but first we have to make it khabar, then we can make other things. Okay? So, yeah, that's it. So over here, the khabar, we have the other sub-slots. Let's look at that. يذاكر فعل مضارع plus the fa'il. And دروسه is مفعول به for this, yes, for يذاكر, this is مفعول به. So in مفعول به we have another phrase or sub slots, a phrase مضاف and مضاف إليه. Okay, so Muhammad is studying his lessons, دروسه. إعراب محمد مبتدأ مرفوع وعلامة رفع الضمة الظاهرة على آخره. أن يذاكر فاعل I didn't change that. فعل مضارع مرفوع وعلامة رفع الضمة الظاهرة على آخره. and والفاعل ضمير مستتر جوازا تقديره هو. دروسه مفعول به منصوب وعلامة نصب الفتحة الظاهرة على آخره وهو مضاف. the word دروس مضاف. and الهاء ضمير مستتر ضمير it is ضمير متصل مبني على الضم في محل جار مضاف إليه. Yes, مضاف إليه. Now this جملة has a محل والجملة الفعلية في محل رفع خبر المبتدأ. So quickly I will change that. يذاكر فعل مضارع and then ضمير متصل So do you understand the rule? الجملة بعد النكرة صفة and الجملة بعد المعرفة حال. But this جملة cannot be in the slot of خبر, cannot be in the slot of مفعول به, cannot be in the slot of مقول القول. If it is in the slot of خبر, we make it خبر. We cannot make it صفة or حال. If it is in the slot of مفعول به, we have to make it مفعول به. It cannot be صفة or حال. Okay? So this is just an example, just to show you, make sure you understand, you look at the slots properly. Next one, جاء محمد يضحك. Do you have a jumla in this sentence? The bigger jumla is all of this is the complete jumla, and then يضحك is jumla itself. يضحك. So we have جاء فعل, okay, جاء فعل, محمد فاعل, محمد فاعل. So يضحك, can we make it مفعول به? No. So this is not falling in the slot مفعول به. Now we can apply the rule. الجملة بعد النكرة. We look at this word. If it's nakira, then we'll make this a صفة or not. If it's معرفة, we'll make it حال. So محمد is معرفة, يضحك is حال. Okay. And in this slot حال, what do we have? We have فعل and the فاعل. فعل and فاعل. ضمير مستتر جوازا تقديره هو. Okay. Now, why do we need to make صفة وحال? Because this is the rule of our grammar. It will come into effect in translation. Okay? It will come into effect translation. This is what the aim Aimma and Aimmatul Mujtahideen. This is what they need to look at. Yeah. If you make a hal, it will give you a different translation. If you make it sifa, it will give you a different translation. So the people do ijtihad. They have to look all these things. If we make this hal, not if, we have to make this hal because the jumla is ba'ad al-ma'rifah. So Muhammad came while he was laughing. Muhammad came while in the state of laughing. Hal. So let's do the i'rab. جاء فعل ماض مبني على الفتح محمد فاعل مرفوع وعلامة رفع ضمة الظاهرة على آخره أن يضحك فعل مضارع مرفوع وعلامة رفع ضمة الظاهرة على آخره والفاعل ضمير مستتر جوازا تقديره هو. Then we have a جملة. It has a محل. Okay, what is the محل? والجملة الفعلية في محل نصب حال. How did we make, why did we make the jumla hal? Because al-jumlatu ba'da al-ma'rifa halun. Understand? Okay. Inshallah, your confusion will be solved in a minute. Just remember the rule. Al-jumlatu ba'da al-nakira sifatun. Wal-jumlatu ba'da al-ma'rifa halun. So over here, al-jumlatu ba'da al-ma'rifa. We'll make it hal. Okay. Now let's look at this one. جاء طالب. جاء طالب يضحك. Same example, but I've changed the ma'rifa into nakira. So let's go back to previous example. جاء محمد. The word, the ism Muhammad is absolute ma'rifa. Is there anything telling us it's a near to nakira? No. Absolute ma'rifa. So al-jumla ba'd al-ma'rifa, we have to make it hal. جاء طالب. Over here, طالب is nakira. Absolute nakira. Is there anything giving us any hint? Telling us it can be near to ma'rifa? There's nothing. This is absolute nakira. Now tell me, yadhaku. What is the mahal of yadhaku? Al-jumlatu ba'da nakira sifa or not. Now tell me the slot of this jumla. جاء في الماضي طالب is fa'il of جاء. Yes. الجملة بعد النكرة صفة. الجملة بعد المعرفة حال. So we have a jumla here in one of the slot. Okay, in one of the slot we have a jumla. Let's see, is this jumla coming بعد المعرفة or بعد النكرة? Yes, it is coming بعد النكرة. It is, oops, it is sifa, right? Yeah, I'll change that. It is sifa. But in the Arab I've done it. So this we have to say talibun man'ud, and over here fil fa'il, then we have a na'at. So man'ud, this is na'at or sifa. In the slot of sifa we have fa'il and fa'il. Yeah. Now look at this translation. Over here we cannot do hal translation. We have to do sifa translation. A student came who was laughing. Or, yeah, a student came who was laughing. But when we did translation, جاء محمد يضحك, Muhammad came while he was laughing. But over here, we have to do the translation according to the sifa or not. A student came who was laughing. إعراب جاء فعل ماض مبني الفتح طالب فاعل مرفوع. Again, I've done it twice. وعلامة رفع ضمة ظاهرة على آخره. يضحك فعل مضارع مرفوع وعلامة رفع ضمة ظاهرة على آخره. والفاعل ضمير مستتر جوازا تقديره هو. والجملة الفعلية في محل رفع معتون. Over there was في محل نصب حال, because this lot of حال is mansub. But over here, because it's not follows منعوت in Arab. So Arab of طالب is مرفوع. So this jumla will be في محل رفع, which is not. So over here, we can make it. What did I change that? صفة. Okay. So what is the rule? الجملة بعد النكرة صفة والجملة بعد المعرفة حال. But sometimes we need to say an ism looks like is ma'rifah, but there is little قريب, little towards nakira. And if a jumla, an ism is nakira, but sometimes something will tell us is little near to ma'rifah. In that case, we have a choice. We can make it hal or make a sifa. But when there is absolute ma'rifah, we have to make it hal. And when the ism is absolute nakira, we have to make it sifa. Next one, let's see. بل أنتم قوم تجهلون. بل أنتم قوم تجهلون. First we have a bigger jumla here. بل is حرف. أنتم is مبتدا. قوم is خبر. قوم. أنتم قوم. You are people. After this قوم, is it nakira or is it ma'rifah? Then there's a jumla after it. تجهلون is a jumla فعلية. Now is this jumla coming after absolute ma'rifah or is it coming after absolute nakira? قوم. Is there anything giving us a little hint? This can be little near to ma'rifah? No, there's nothing is telling us. قوم, we have a tanween. So this is absolute nakira. So what is this jumla going to be? Okay, بل as we've done before حرف عطف. أنتم مبتدأ. قوم تجهلون. All this will be the خبر. Yes, all of this will be the khabar. Then in the khabar, let's see what we have. We have man'ut, because we're going to make this a na'at because it's coming after nakira, na'at. So in the slot of na'at or sifa, we have a fa'il mudari plus the fa'il. So translation, but you are people who behave senselessly. But you are people who behave senselessly. So in math, we will translate who or which. Who or which. That will give us the translation of na'at. When we translate hal, we can say while, or in the circumstance. This is where we translate. إعراب بل حرف عطف مبني على السكون لا محل له من الإعراب. أنتم ضمير منفصل مبني على السكون. أنتم ميم هذا السكون on the last letter في محل رفع مبتدأ. قوم خبر مرفوع وعلامة رفع الضمة الظاهرة على آخره. تجهلون فعل مضارع مرفوع وعلامة رفعه ثبوت النون لأنه من الأفعال الخمسة. I hope you remember this. And واو الجماعة ضمير متصل مبني على السكون في محل رفع فاعل. So we have فعل فاعل and there's nothing after it. It becomes a complete جملة فعلية. والجملة الفعلية في محل رفع نعت. Okay. Next. وهذا ذكر مبارك. So remember, we need to look at the first ism. We need to look at the first ism. We don't look at the what is connected with. That this is connected, isn't it? We look at the main ism. So ذكر مبارك, we know it is منعوت النعت. منعوت النعت because everything is following. So what is the asal ism? What is the main ism here? Is dhikrun. Dhikrun. This is coming just to describe. So we look at the main ism. أنزلناه. وهذا ذكر مبارك. أنزلناه. So أنزلناه is a جملة فعلية. Everything in it. فعل and فاعل and مفعول به. A complete جملة فعلية. It is coming after اسم نكرة. So which one do we look at? Do we look at مبارك or do we look at ذكر? We look at ذكر because this is the main ism to look for. We don't look for مبارك, okay? ذكر. Now we can say ذكر, it is nakira, but is it absolute nakira? Is there any hint? Little bit towards قريب من المعرفة. Yes, we did this in the past lessons, that if a ism has a na'at with it, it becomes a little, not full, becomes a little ma'rifah. This takhsis there, okay? So because we have a little hint, it is قريب من المعرفة, then this جملة أنزلناه, we have a choice. Either we can make this حال or we can make this a صفة. وحرف عطف هذا مبتدأ. ذكر مبارك is the خبر. أنزلناه, either we make it حال or نعت. So in this slot, what do we have? Okay, this is منعوت, this is نعت, and this is فعل ماضي plus the فاعل plus the مفعول به. Okay, so if you translate this in hal or not, both ways is correct. Let's see. So this is the translation of hal. No, it is translation of not, isn't it? And this is a blessed reminder which we have sent down, because we have which in the translation. This is the translation of not, and this is a blessed reminder which anzalnahu, which we have sent down. Now let's look at when we translate as a hal. This is a blessed reminder sent down by us. Basically, some of the translation will be exactly the same, doesn't matter anything. But when the mujtahideen, when they do some kind of masail, this is where it takes effect. Okay, not it will not have effect on any some of the sentences, but when it comes to masail, the rulings part, yes, there will be some kind of effect in those things. Okay, so let's quickly look at that. وهو حرف عطف مبني على السكون لا محل له من الإعراب. الهاء هي هذا حرف للتنبيه مبني على الفتح لا محل له من الإعراب. ذا اسم إشارة مبني على السكون في محل رفع مبتدأ. ذكر خبر مرفوع وعلامة رفع ضمة الظاهرة على آخره. مبارك نعت for this, for ذكر مرفوع وعلامة رفع ضمة الظاهرة على آخره. and أنزلناه فعل ماضي مبني على السكون لاتصاله بناء الفاعلين، وناء الفاعلين ضمير متصل مبني على السكون في محل رفع فاعل. and والهاء in here, this هاء ضمير متصل مبني على الضم في محل رفع فاعل. No, we done the فاعل is مفعول به. So في محل نصب مفعول به. I need to change a few things. والجملة الفعلية في محل رفع نعت أو في محل نصب حال. Okay, so let's change this over here. Let's take the year away. Okay. أنزلناه. والهاء ضمير متصل مبني على الضم هو في محل نصب. مفعول به. Okay, now it's complete. So أنزلناه فعل ماض مبني على السكون لاتصال بين الفاعلين، وناء الفاعلين ضمير متصل مبني على السكون في محل رفع فاعل، والهاء ضمير متصل مبني على الضم في محل نصب مفعول به. والجملة الفعلية عاد في محل رفع نعت وفي محل نصب حال. Okay, let's see. I think the last one. لا تقربوا الصلاة وأنتم سكارى. لا تقربوا الصلاة وأنتم سكارى. So do we have a jumla here? Within a jumla, this is a big jumla. Then وأنتم, yes, we have a jumla here. وأنتم, we have a jumla. After بعد المعرفة. معرفة, because we have alif lam here. Now remember, alif lam, there are few types of alif lam. Okay, few types of alif lam. One of the alif lam will give you meaning of kullu. That is called alif lam al jins. Gives the meaning of kullu. Yeah. But we have only one salah, isn't it? Salah is only one, so it doesn't have kullu. What about alhamdu? Alhamdu. This alif lam gives us the meaning of kullu. Okay. So when there is alif lam, this is absolute alif lam. Doesn't give any other meaning. So that is absolute ma'rifah. So antum sukara is a jumla ismiya coming ba'd al-ma'rifah. So this will be حال. لا الناهية تقرب فعل مضارع and فاعل الصلاة مفعول به. And then we have حال أنتم سكارى. We make it حال because it's coming بعد المعرفة. So in حال we have جملة اسمية made of مبتدا and خبر. Let's translate. Oops, I forgot to change this. لا تقربوا الصلاة. Do not literally meaning تقربوا means go near. Do not go near salah while translation while you are intoxicated. All right, I'll change the translation in a minute. So let's go through the i'rab. لا الناهية حرف مبني على السكون لا محل له من الإعراب. تقرب فعل مضارع مجزوم وعلامة جزم حذف النون because it was تقربون. The noon was deleted لأنه من الأفعال الخمسة. So remember, when لا نهي comes with فعل مضارع, this is called فعل النهي. فعل النهي, we have فعل الأمر to command, to do, and فعل النهي, command not to do. No. But because we are doing فعل مضارع مجزوم, so we don't need to say فعل النهي. وواو الجماعة ضمير متصل مبني على السكون في محل رفع فاعل. الصلاة مفعول به منصوب وعلامة نصب الفتحة الظاهرة على آخره. والواو الواو الحالية. Okay. So if a waw comes in the slot of hal, we call that waw haliya. So this waw is coming in the slot of hal. This is not harf atf, okay, because it's coming in the slot of hal. أنتم ضمير منفصل مبني على السكون في محل رفع مبتدأ. سكارى خبر مرفوع. It is the علامة بضمة. Do we see ضمة? No. So وعلامة رفعه الضمة المقدرة على آخره منع من ظهورها الثقل because it's heavy. ضمة on the واو or ya is heavy, ثقل. This why it doesn't show. والجملة الاسمية في محل نصب حال. Okay. So the translation will be, do not go near salah, and do not pray salah, that's what it means, while you are intoxicated, while you are drunk. It's not only drunk, it's not only from alcohol, could be anything else. So while you are intoxicated. Okay, last one. كمثل الحمار يحمل أسفارا. It is a long ayah. I've taken part of it. The ayah, it starts with مثل الذين حملوا التوراة ثم لم يحملوها كمثل الحمار يحمل أسفارا. The example of those who were loaded with Torah The example of those مثل الذين حملوا التوراة, the example of those who are loaded with Torah ثم لم يحملوها but did not carry it. كمثل الحمار يحمل أسفارا. So مثل الذين will be مبتدا. Here كمثل الذين will be the خبر. So كمثل الحمار, it is the خبر. يحمل أسفارا, it is a جملة فعلية. Now is جملة فعلية coming after معرفة or نكرة? Tell me. What can we make يحمل أسفارا? Is it coming بعد المعرفة or بعد النكرة? If it's بعد النكرة, then it is صفة. It is بعد المعرفة, that it is حال. And if we have a little قريب من المعرفة, then we can do both. If it's قريب من النكرة, then we can do both. So what is this? It is coming after ma'rifah. What is it? We already have a khabar here. This is all part is khabar. So jumla is coming after what? It is coming after ma'rifah. So what we're going to make this? Hal or sifa or both. Both means one of the two. Okay, both. Okay. You have to look, this al-himari, the alif lam over here, it is giving us the meaning of kullu. The meaning giving us kullu. So this is qareeb min al-nakira. Qareeb min al-nakira. Because Allah is not talking about a particular donkey, is it? This is not a particular donkey, is it? This is donkey as a genus. Alif lam jinsi. So this is alif lam jinsi. It is giving us the meaning of kullu. Every donkey is like this. It's not only a particular donkey, is it? So donkey's job is to yahmilu, to carry a burden on his top, on his back. So this is qareeb min al-nakira. It is not absolute ma'rifah, because it gives the meaning of every himar. So you have a choice, either na'at or hal. So ka is harf jar, as we know. مثلي مضاف, الحمار مضاف إليه, and يحمل فعل مضارع plus the fa'il, and asfara is maf'ulun bihi. So let's do translation of na'at first. The example of those who are loaded with Torah but did not carry it is as the likeness of a donkey which, this is translation of na'at, carries volumes of books. And the translation of the hal will be as the likeness of a donkey carrying volumes of books. So the difference is which carries or carrying, while carrying volumes of books. Arab al-kafu harfu tashbihin wa jarrin. So remember, next time you have a kaf harf jar, that's how you do it. It comes to make similar or likeness, tashbih. حرف تشبيه وجر مبني على السكون لا محل له من الإعراب. مثل اسم مجرور وعلامة جر كسر ظاهرة على آخره هو مضاف. الحمار مضاف إليه مجرور وعلامة جر الكسرة الظاهرة على آخره. يحمل فعل مضارع مرفوع وعلامة رفع ضمة ظاهرة على آخره. والفاعل ضمير مستتر جوازا تقديره هو. And then we have أسفارا مفعول به منصوب وعلامة نصب الفتحة الظاهرة على آخره. والجملة الفعلية في محل رفع نعت أو في محل نصب حال. Okay, so the rule we learned today is الجملة بعد النكرة صفة. الجملة بعد المعرفة حال. But we need to see if this jumla is coming in the slot of خبر, it will be خبر. If it's coming in the slot of مفعول به, it will be مفعول به. In other slots, we have to make it حال or not صفة. So this is the end of today's lesson. And that's number 53. Yes, I know I did say in the last lesson we're going to do the Arab of كما يئس الكفار من أصحاب القبور. This is where I had to do this lesson first because we're going to do الجملة بعد النكرة صفة والجملة بعد المعرفة حال in that ayah. Then we'll continue. And also we have to give some examples of shibul jumla. Today's examples of a normal jumla. In the next lesson we'll give example of shibul jumla. Coming after nakira we'll make it sifa. And shibul jumla coming after marifa we'll make it hal. May Allah give us tawfiq. Subhanaka Allahumma bihamdika nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.